Hello, Potato. Like the sign there says, this is Weekend Magic for October the 2nd, 2021. And it's been another long week, and I, for one at least, am glad it's over. We are fully into October now. It's fully Halloween season. As you can see, we're all set up in here. And I have been struck by a pair of my weaknesses again, both from the Disney classic Fantasia. I've mentioned them before: Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey and Chernabog. This week, I'm struck by both of them. We only have 4 things this week. Only 3 of them are to do with Fantasia, but they are, I'm going to say at least 2 of the items are quite special items. But we'll start with the least special stuff first, which will be, we'll start with this one, because I've had it the longest. It is the Hallmark Keepsake Ornament Disney Villains Chernabog from Disney's Fantasia. It is, of course, a 2021 limited edition, which doesn't really mean much of anything. And, there's like no Haunted Mansion ones this year. Just some other Disney stuff. So, still, Chernabog. I like I've said before, Chernabog, one of my weaknesses. Couldn't turn him down. There's words on the back. Let's read them. Alex Ho started drawing as a kid, and that passion led him to become an artist. I appreciate how artists are trained to look closely and think critically, he says. By translating our understanding of the world into works of art, such as ornaments, we reflect truth about the moment we live in, inspire change, and provide new ways of making connections. That's a lot of work for one little ornament to carry, but let's check it out. Now, I think this is one of the ones you're meant to run a light bulb up the bottom of, but I don't have one to do that with. So we'll just look at it on its own. Yeah, see, I think we're supposed to stick a fairy light up there, up Chernabog's bum there, and light him up from the inside. Can we simulate that a little bit? Where's my torch? Here's my torch. Does it work? No, it doesn't work. Well, wait, improvise. We'll use the torch on my phone. That'll do the trick, right? See if we can get him to... That looks kind of cool from the inside, don't you think? Kill some lights in here. There we go. I think it's about the effect you would get with a normal tree light up there. I don't know. I suppose on a Christmas tree where it's not in a pitch black room or nearly pitch black room, that would look pretty cool. I mean, it does look pretty cool. It just maybe turn a little bit of light on. And I don't think it's quite getting the effect, but still, it's a cool little ornament. And yeah, it's a nicely sculpted little thing. Close look at him here, hopefully without blurring out too much. So that's, of course, from the Night on Bald Mountain segment of Fantasia. He's very light. He does feel very delicate. How much was he? He was $18.99. I think we had a coupon, which is why we bought him so early. We bought him in, I want to say August. I think when he first came out, we picked him up because we had a coupon that was about to expire for $10 off or something like that. And yeah, it's a nice little ornament. And of course, it's not the only Chernabog ornament that's come out this year. Shop Disney has done one as well. Let's check that one out. And actually, again, the only good thing about Shop Disney is that they at least generally package the ornaments to you in its own little shipping compartment. Container. Box. We'll call it a box. So they do tend to arrive in good condition, which is more than you can say for everything from Shop Disney now, isn't it? Yeah, I've already checked these out. At least it was in one piece when I put it back in the box. Presumably it still will be because it's been in the box. But this one is not just Chernabog itself. No. It is Fantasia kind of as a whole. It's a much heavier, much chunkier one. Very glittery. Got a lot of glitter on here. I don't know if I necessarily would have picked this exact one if I could have picked it up in the store. But I mean, it doesn't look bad. I mean, the glitter would be the part that I would be concerned about. And the glitter, I think, looks okay on this. As I said before, like in the key videos, glitter is a very risky proposition because it's not hard for that glitter to go from sparkly and shiny to preschool craft project. But we have stuff from all of Fantasia on here. We got Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey, we got Peter Pegasus, we got Chernabog, who looks to be a little annoyed that Peter Pegasus is sitting on his shoulder. We got the little mushrooms down there at the bottom. It's all very nice, very heavy. I feel like maybe a little delicate. I would definitely be afraid of snapping this. I mean, not delicate in the same way this is. I mean, this has a lot of give to it, which I mean is worrisome in its own way. But I think realistically, neither of these are going to be up on the tree. This one because it's too heavy, and this one because frankly it feels a little delicate. I would definitely be afraid of breaking it should it fall off, or the cat decided to go after it. But these two are not the only Fantasia items. They're certainly not the biggest Fantasia items, and they're probably not even the most special Fantasia items. We have something else. Something big. That's why I'm so far away from the ornaments and not close up to them like I otherwise would be for something so small, because we have something so big. This is something that was like, I think, $180 originally. They had it on sale a while back, I think for 25% off on Shop Disney. And so my wife went ahead and ordered it. And it is, what was this? Oh, that's my order slip from some Kimchi Koi items that came in around the same time. We've already looked at them on the video. That should give us an idea how long this has been sitting around. It's before SAC Anime. And here we go. Yeah, I've kept it in its original shipping box because I want to keep it in nice condition. I'm not sure if or where we're going to put this out. It may just go back in the box for the foreseeable future. But it is the Fantasia 80th Anniversary Limited Edition 3400 Snow Globe. No Chernabog on this one, but we do have a whole lot of Sorcerer's Apprentice Mickey. And so I guess last year was the 80th, wasn't it? Because that's why this ornament doesn't have a little 80 years tag on it that I otherwise would expect. Like, their anniversary ornaments have the little disc there that says how many years they're from. So let's pop this out of the box. Oh, there's words on the back. Let's read the words. In honor of Disney Fantasia's 80th anniversary, Disney Store, may it rest in peace, proudly presents this limited edition snow globe inspired by the beloved third sequence, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. It is meticulously designed to captivate, with Mickey Mouse surrounded by swirling water and dancing broomsticks. Every carefully captured detail will whisk fans and collectors alike into this memorable moment of mischief and magic. And it was originally $150. So I want to say it was like $100, I think, after discount. It was a pretty good discount. And again, it is LE 3400 and Edition Limitée 3400. Yeah, I don't know 3400 in French. I don't think it says anywhere on it what number it is. But let's just cut ahead to it being out of the box, because that's going to take a minute and probably not be terribly dignified. Or actually, let's take a second to look at the box, just because it's got some lovely artwork on it here. It's nice little shots from Fantasia. Now, sure, the snow globe itself is all Sorcerer's Apprentice, but they've got some nice images just from the rest of the film on here. And yeah, nicely made box. It's nicely designed. Worth keeping, even if you weren't necessarily going to keep the item in the box, because, someday you might want to put the item back in the box and keep it safe. But for now, let's put the box aside and look at the item. This is the sort of thing I am always afraid to handle with my big rock biter hands, but it is fairly sturdy. It's a solid, heavy thing. And here we have it. We have Mickey up here in the snow globe. Shake that kind of gently. Here we go. There, magic's all around him now. We've got all of our little brooms. We've got Yen Sid. I never realized honestly, until Kingdom Heart, that he had a name. I just never thought about it that much. But yeah, Yen Sid, and of course, it doesn't take much of a genius to figure out what Yen Sid means backwards. And I don't think it says anywhere on it what number it is. It's not like the dolls. The bottoms actually look kind of, the feet are on there a little shoddily. This is not a toy. Keep away from children. No, it's a $150 snow globe. Definitely not a toy. This is the kind of thing that like Disney Store used to sell back in like the 90s. We have a couple pieces of like Disney Store stuff from back then that are this kind of quality, level of detail, price range, before they switched over to being kind of more children oriented, more, they were a little more collectors oriented. They had toys and plush and stuff, but they had a lot more of this kind of stuff. And of course now they don't have anything at all because the Disney Store is gone. So I guess we will have this to remember it by, provided I manage to not wreck it. But I mean, look at the detail on this. The water, the paint on the water. The water is like a very interesting feeling resin. It's very, very smooth, slick, almost glass-like, but not without the coldness of glass. But we have like some splashed water on the stairs here. There's a lot of detail to this. And I am just really careful. This is the only time you're ever going to see this thing probably out of a box unless it goes into a glass display case. In either case, I won't be touching it likely again, but it's a very nice piece. I am glad we have it. It's still, the price makes me shudder just a little bit. But now that we have it, I'm glad that it's here. But yeah, that's our Fantasia stuff for this week. There is one more item that is not Fantasia related, but is limited edition. Just came in this week. It actually was supposed to come out last year, but end of the world and all that. If you've ever noticed in the background there on the shelf, that book there, at least 5 of those, are a series. It's got the little GFL logo on the top of them there. Let's move the screaming goat so you can see them a little bit better. We're not going to pull everything down. But yeah, they'll have the GFL logo. Those are the first 5 books in that series by the author Scott Sigler. If you've never heard of him, generally does a lot of horror stuff. This is kind of his only thing that's really... Okay, had to do that. This is kind of the only thing he's done that's really a little more age appropriate for younger people. I do have some of his other books too. I have the Pandemic trilogy. I have Nocturnal and Ancestor. But he's done this, and he did like a YA trilogy. It's like Alive, Alone, and a Light, or something like that. But these ones follow the Galactic Football League, is what GFL stands for, and particularly the character of Trevor Barnes. And these are all self-published originally by Dark Overlord Media, and the last couple have been by Empty Set Entertainment, because that's just what he changed his stuff over to. But yeah, they follow a player named Trevor Barnes as he goes from a very religiously restrictive society to the more galaxy as a whole, and becomes a star football player. And just this last week, I received my copy of part 6, which, this is so long delayed. So these all have run. Scott Sigler does a podcast, has done it for well over a decade now. And all of these have run as free releases on his podcast. The most recent one being The Gangster, which is the penultimate. I think part 7 is going to be the last one. I think originally 6 was supposed to be the last one, but there was just so much more story he wanted to tell that he's writing a 7th volume currently. I think he's in editing the 7th volume currently. But it follows the career of Trevor Barnes, and these hardbacks are all numbered and signed. And the one I got is number 409 of 2000. Not the lowest number. I think my champion is 190 something, which I think may be my lowest number. But yeah, it's a very nice story. It It does fall under YA. The cursing has all been replaced with, space cursing, kind of like Battlestar Galactica. You hear the word shuck a lot in the gangster. But that's about as graphic as the language gets. You do get some fairly graphic violence, so shooting, football playing. It is American, or as the series calls it, gridiron football. So it's not soccer. It's not the football you play with a foot. It's football you play with your hands and an egg. And this just came in, and I'm going to show you one thing on it. And if Scott Sigler himself had not done a video showing this, I probably never would have found it myself. But this is, in some ways to me, this sums up the last year and a half and what it's done to the world. So on the edge of books, you always have hardback books. You always have the title stamped on there, right? For people who take the dust covers off. And this is what happened to this one. This is apparently called The Gangster. Yep, somehow in all the chaos of the last year and a half, that got past everybody. No one caught it, and it's never going to be fixed because the books are made, and he's not going to have another 2,000 books from it now. Like a little crease on the cover of mine here. Well, it's going to go on the bookshelf anyways. But yeah, if you follow the @Void of Intelligence Instagram, you've already seen this. I posted a picture of it the day it came in. But yeah, it's going to join the bookshelf there, which I do think means Alice isn't dead, and It Devours are going to have to find somewhere else to live because there's just not enough room for all of them to stay there. But yeah, it's a good story. I definitely encourage you to check it out. You can't buy the hardbacks. They were all limited edition. I believe you can get them all in Kindle format, e-formats. I know there was paperback versions of some of them for a while, but I don't think those are still available. But they are available in digital. They are available, I think, on audible.com. You can get the audiobooks just as continuous books, not as the episodic podcast versions, although I believe all of The Gangster is probably still up for download. But why are you going to want to listen to part 6 first? Although I would encourage you to check out Scott Sigler. If you like action and horror and science fiction, it's a good author to check out. But that is going to do it for our stuff for this week. Just 4 items. Very special things, two limited edition things. Which brings us to what got me through this week. Now, you may be expecting me to say Midnight Mass on Netflix. And that's not what I'm going to say, because I've actually watched the whole thing already. And yes, it is quite good. I like the fact that it is a departure from Bly Manor and Hill House with no ghosts, no haunted house stuff. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the setting, the kind of the New England, the island setting. If you had told me it was based on a Stephen King book, and I wasn't super familiar with Stephen King, I would believe you. It does have a lot of the hallmarks of something by Stephen King. We take our time getting to know characters, we build up the community, and then things go sideways. And I can't comment too much about it without spoiling the main twist, other than say that my wife and I were both fairly on track to figure out what the twist was by probably the second or third episode. My wife actually got really, really close. She figured out, I'm going to say about 80% of it. It's just, the last couple yards that she didn't get. But she had figured out the who and the what, just not necessarily the why and the how. But yeah, she got really close, really close. Certainly closer than I did. But no, what I'm going to say this week is something that up until yesterday, I would have thought would have been just kind of a weird, kind of vaguely obscure thing. But it turns out it's actually quite popular. And it's also on Netflix, and it's called Squid Game. I kind of thought that this is just one of those weird things that I watch, like, say, Midnight Diner. I mean, people watch it, but, you don't hear about it. And no, I've heard people talking about this at work. I saw a news story about some internet provider in South Korea trying to sue Netflix because too many people were watching it and it was causing a strain on their system, which to me sounds an awful like something Comcast would do here, getting mad that people are using the service they're paying for. But yeah, basically, if you haven't watched it yet, it is dubbed as well as subtitled. It is a story of, I think it's 456 people who volunteer to play a series of games for a large cash prize. There are 6 games, and if you make it through all 6 of them, you split whatever this big cash prize is going to be. They don't know exactly how much is going in. And the people who make it through to the next round make it through. The people who don't make it through really don't make it through. It's very violent, very bloody. It's very much got a battle royale kind of feel to it. If you enjoyed battle royale, be it the manga, the novel, or the probably much more famous movie, you will probably have a lot of the same experience with Squid Game. Alliances are formed, enemies are created, and you do get invested over, who, or at least I get invested over who's going to make it, who's not going to make it, who's going to win, who's going to betray who. Will the people who are not good get their comeuppance? I'm on like the last episode or second last episode, and I am definitely interested to see how it all wraps up. Yeah, that's what got me through this week, is the Netflix series Squid Game. I definitely encourage you to check it out, and it is quite good and quite adult. And that's gonna quite do it for this week, I think. Yeah. I do thank you all for watching. I hope you found this all interesting or entertaining. If you did, give the video a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.